think we're live. What do you think?
Just a little bit.
Do you think they want to hear my story?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
So you remember how I told you that I was going to get published again on October 25th, that new anthology, Nightmare Whiskers?
Yeah.
And that I was really proud of it and all the stories were great.
Yeah.
So I made these little commercials. You want to see all the little commercials I made so far about what I've read, to give you an idea and our viewers an idea of what the book's about?
Sure.
Okay, here we go. and for the story you're going to hear tonight. So, yeah. And also, our daughter is going to be published for the first time in it as well. Her pretty spider picture that is half boy and half spider.
Awesomeness.
And without further ado, let's read the story first and then talk about the other lovely Halloween things. It Comes in the Night by Jennifer Elliott. I heard the sounds of something huge walking through the woods. We don't normally get anything this size coming through any of the woods surrounding us or our neighbors. I was glad I was the only one awake in the house when I looked outside. Until then, I was enjoying the peace and quiet of having my 3 little ones resting for their new adventures tomorrow. I opened the blinds of my doors to look out the window. It shocked me as I realized that this is not the adventure anyone ever wanted. It was taller than all the oak and pine trees around us. It had long, skinny, angular limbs with a rounded face and an angular chin. It walked in a straight line forward like it had a purpose. It was gone within seconds. I walked to the couch and sat as I waited to hear if any more came through. I thought about how it could crush any building or vehicle it walked on. I needed to be awake so if I could hear it to get the kids out of the way. Unfortunately, at 5 a.m., John woke me up. I had crashed hard where I sat. He guided me to bed, and I just crawled into bed, too exhausted to remember what happened last night. He got ready as usual, knowing nothing about last night. The theme song from John's favorite demon hunting show started playing from my phone. He had been gone only a couple hours when he called me, freaking out about the creature that went through the neighbor's backyard last night. Honey bun? I asked groggily. Did you see any of the videos of the thing that came through town last night? No, baby. I saw it walk through town last night. My brain crashed and I just sat down. I stood emotionless. Why didn't you wake me up? Would you have believed me? I asked, knowing the answer. No, I would have told you that you were having a nightmare, he replied. We are, but not one we can wake up from, I replied with the only way to describe the situation. I love all my babies. Let's talk more after work, he said. We will always love you, I replied and hung up. I walked down the hall and peeked in on the kids. They were still asleep. I decided not even call the school. They could read between the lines if anyone did or didn't show up. I need to do a social media news search. I found my phone and its charger in my room. The laptop was on the side table in the living room. I took all of them and plugged them by the kitchen table. I started some coffee in it with a dash of cinnamon, just like Mom used to make. I needed something comforting. I made some of those instant muffin batter pouches, the berry just add milk version, and put them in the oven. With the timer set, I got my laptop booting up. I scrolled through the town page on the Book of Face on my phone. 2 houses were crushed. No survivors were found in the slaughterhouse. The bishops had not come back from vacation yet. They were spared, according to the sheriff. He had spoken with a family member to be sure of their whereabouts and get them informed of their crushed house. They had relayed the message to one of the about their family's house. All I could find from our locals were pictures of the damage from all our surrounding counties. All our government officials are clueless as we are. Because before I could start my search on the clock out, my sister called. I had totally forgotten about people outside the house momentarily. "Hi, Sissy," I said. "Oh, thank God you're alive," she said, relieved. "I just saw the comments on Facebook. I was trying to process it through my groggy mind. I overslept," I told her as I got up to the timer on the stove. I set the muffin pan on top of the stove and turned it off. "I didn't send Gage to school. I am too afraid of what may happen next," she said, crying. "I agree wholeheartedly. My plan is to not tell the children. We are going to play games, watch our favorite DVDs, and do crafts. If I can keep it from them, I am," I explained. "Unfortunately, Gage found out before I did. I don't know if anywhere is safe." Her voice still shaking from the fear. "I just got started on my research. I will let you know if I find out anything." "Okay, love you, Sissy," she said, crying. "Love you too. Talk to you soon," I told her as we hung up. Not entirely sure if we ever would again. I opened up Captain Hook's least favorite app. The first video opens on a crackling fire at night in the woods. We can hear sounds of something huge walking. The trees cracked as they were forcibly brought down with each step. The camera pans to the sound and up to the treetops. A huge creature similar to the one I saw walks in the moonlight. This one is glowing light blue. Its head straight forward. The noise is louder because it's so close. No walls and barely any trees between the poster and the creature. The video restarts after it walks out of sight. The next one is filmed by someone standing on a walking bridge beside a large body of water. Their camera pans to the streets and then up above the buildings. This creature is one of the same shape as the other two, but it's glowing bright green. It walked down the streets, damaging buildings as its limb pushed off them. The car's burglary alarms went off as they were stepped on. It was so loud. Screams and people running to get out of the way of this thing that is more than 6 stories high. People were dodging pieces of building that were falling in its path. It walked past the poster and straight into water. The video started over when it was completely submerged. When I realized my laptop was fully ready, I turned on the browser and scrolled through all the news reports available. There was more on the carnage and the videos of the creatures. No one knew anything. There were theories such as they were from a base on the North Pole, or they were from the midnight zone of the oceans. Aliens was a big one as well. No true answers. The girls walked down the halls, confused as why they were not got up for school. Dane ran as fast as a 4-year-old can and jumped in my lap. I shut my laptop. "School has been canceled due to a tornado coming through town," I lied without any remorse. "Unless any of them came through during the daylight, I'm not saying anything." "Yay! Do I smell muffins?" Carly asked. "Yes." "Will you set us up some plates and I will make the chocolate milk I requested?" "Yes!" Naomi's hand shot up in the air in excitement, and she walked over to grab plates. We watched movies and played outside randomly. We had a contest to see who could draw the best sharks and zebras. It was the best day I could make for him. Just as we were getting back with Mickey D's, John got home. We set all 3 of them up on the kid table and the couch in the living room with their favorite mermaid movie. In the kitchen, as John and I ate, we talked about the videos we saw, the theories, and the news reports. There was nothing concrete about anything other than the entire planet was afraid. "No one knows anything." He sounded frustrated and scared. If they do, they aren't saying it on any of the outlets I have tried so far, I interjected unhelpfully. We agreed to try again tomorrow and finding anything new. We brought the mattresses into the living room. We fell asleep to the genie scene. By the time we heard it stomping, it was too late. The last thing I ever felt was the ceiling crushing me. What do you think?
Interesting.
Not bad for a random Which is Scarier post I found like 2 years ago. The original post, which is scarier, something flying or something walking that's taller than the building and tree surrounding you?
I'd probably have to say the thing walking, because you can actually hear it coming as it walks along.
Yeah, that was my thoughts exactly. And then not long after I saw it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have an idea. And then this came from it. So, do you think it's a good story to add to the upcoming anthology?
Yeah.
Did you want to hear the poem?
Sure.
Our first day. It was our first day, just us, my new mommy and me. Found her in the kitchen. She looked different. Are you going to eat me? Her eyes looked back at me, her furry head tilted. No, I don't eat my babies, she said calmly. May I have some peanut butter and apple jelly? May I have a peanut butter and apple jelly sandwich, please? Of course, my baby. I went to the table and crawled up in my booster. She used one arm to get the peanut butter and another to get the bread and another to get the jelly. My new furry mommy is a sight to see. She made my sandwich and asked, milk or juice? Apple juice, please. She set the dinosaur cup beside me and my plate and scooted my chair to the table. She looked out the window. Someone was coming. She crawled on the ceiling. A big scary man came in. I don't think he wanted to play hide and seek. He pointed his toy gun at me. Where are your parents? He asked. I looked up. He screamed. My new mommy is so big. She put white stuff on his mouth and picked him up. She wrapped him in the white stuff. Finish your lunch. Mommy will be right back. Yes, ma'am. I ate my yummy sandwich and drank my juice. I pushed my chair back and got down. I was just tall enough to put my dishes in the sink. After washing my hands, I drew my mommy a picture of both our faces. She crawled to my door. I gave her a hug and my picture. It's so pretty, thank you. She got a piece of paper and pencil and drew one too. You're such a good artist, I told her. Thank you. She put them on the fridge. Please go play. I must cook dinner. I played. I made a gnome village. Daddy came and gave me hugs. He asked how our first day went. I told him we had snacks and played hide and seek and drew until she had to cook dinner. He smiled and led me to the table. My new mommy looked like us again. I enjoyed our dinner. Daddy asked why she didn't eat with us. I had a big lunch. And then if you get the book, you can see the mommy and me spider pictures that we drew to go with the poem. I really hope they get the book, not just because of my story, if you had tuned in for the last episode of Owlite Society, they will have gotten to hear the Philco device and Mr. Jones and Me.
Awesome.
And Mr. Jones and Me is quite scary. More than the idea of meeting him would be insanely scary. Those pointy teeth. So, what was your favorite thing about Halloween as a kid?
I'd probably have to say the same thing as most kids. The candy.
What was your favorite costume?
That was hard. That one's a hard one. Um, I'd probably have to say the Frankenstein costumes back in the day.
My mom let me be a clown so many times in a row with the mask, and I think my favorite one of the clown costumes was this half yellow and half white one with multicolor polka dots.
Yeah.
I loved clowns. I loved her little porcelain clowns and her dolls. So, unlike others, I was never afraid. I didn't actually become afraid of clowns until that one year. I think everyone remembers that year where clowns were everywhere and they started going in stupid places. Like schools. Why would you do that?
Unfortunately, there are a lot of stupid people out there.
What was your favorite horror movie?
I'd probably have to say the Friday the 13th series before New Line bought the franchise.
Okay. That I understand. What was the name of that demon one where they were in that I think at the end the guy had put the razors in the apples.
Oh, you're thinking see, was it not Night of the Demons, I think it was?
Night of the Demons, whereas my brain wanted to call it the Demon Knights. But I think that was that one Tales from the Crypt movie.
Yeah, Demon Knights was the first Tales from the Crypt movie.
I love that one too.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Okay, let's have our ad break and then come back.
Alrighty.
Greetings and shabibans. We are the Retro Reductopus Cephala Podcast, a long-form bi-weekly show that celebrates all the things that made growing up awesome.
Yeah, that sounds good, but I don't know what all those words mean.
I think what Parasite seems trying to say is that on Retro Reductopus, we explore a range of retro goodness, from toys, video games, and movies, to cartoons, and even snacks and school lunches.
Oh.
And we do it all with a positive spin, a slew of killer guests, and some very adult language.
And you know what else is cool?
No.
This crazy show is part of the Door King Podcast Network with new episodes every Tentacle Tuesday.
What's that?
And if waiting 2 weeks for a new episode gives you a sad, know that we drop bonus episodes all the time, like the off-format Crow's Nest and an interview series we call The Brig.
You can listen to Retro Reductopus on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or any app that's cool enough to carry the only show that celebrates all the things that make growing up awesome.
And we're back. So we've moved back to your childhood home, and the kids got to do something exactly how you did it and where you did as a kid. What did you think about the change from going trick-or-treating as a kid to going trick-or-treating with your kids as an adult, where you trick-or-treated? How did it feel?
It felt odd. Mainly because even though it's been probably about 20 years since I had lived here before, I still know the layout where the higher class side of town is, which would have the better chance of the candy, the side of the town to avoid. It just kind of a weird feeling. Not quite sure how to explain it.
Did you enjoy it though?
Yeah.
Because I have loved living here. It has been nice and beautiful. And we're in the woods. So I've just told people I'm the witch in the woods. And it's been fine. Like, I even found one of those, a skirt and a top that would be like an eclectic witch outfit. Like I have found in books and whatever, and put it in the shop, in the cart to get. Because I just love it here. Not that I'm casting spells on random passerbys. But yeah.
Yeah, we can't do that anymore. It's hard to get the cops not to show up at the door anymore.
So, what about our what about our cemetery dates?
It's been nice.
Are they something you want to do again?
Yeah.
And to explain to the viewers, a cemetery date is basically we grab a drink and we pick a cemetery nearby and we just go through and we look at the graves and see who was here, or if we know somebody, pray for them and their family. And then if any names stick out, go see if we can find anything about their history. Or like a couple of times, your mom has told me about some of the people in the graves and about knowing them or something she did in school with them or whatever.
Yeah.
Is this something you want to continue doing?
Yeah.
Because our last one turned into a story.
Yeah.
Did you like the story it turned into?
Yeah, I did.
And viewers, if you want to hear the story that one turned into, you have to go back and watch the last Outlight Society episode. Because there were so many great people who read that episode. So many great stories. And so many great people. What have you thought about our Poltergeist Legacy start of the month?
I've enjoyed it.
You've enjoyed it?
Yeah.
We always choose horror shows. Horror shows. This one's not exactly horror, it's more fantasy, but it's what I guess it came from the Poltergeist, the movies, and turned into Poltergeist Legacy. I just don't know how that turned into what we've been watching. So, yeah. But it has been a really good series. And next we're going to watch Friday the 13th series and then probably rewatch the movies. Is there a horror movie you're looking forward to seeing?
Can't think of one right off the top of my head.
Okay. Guys, we have been doing this one series every Monday. It used to be Friday, then Wednesday, then now Monday, and it stayed Monday for quite a long time. Tomb of the Terrible. And for this Halloween season, for the fall season, we are doing the Amityville Terribles, where we watch all the, I guess you'd say, knockoff Amityville's movies. We've gotten a bunch of them and put them on our wheel. And we've done Space, Toilet, and Poltergeist? Exorcism, yeah. And
had to think about that one myself.
Hi, Steven!
Hey.
Do you have a favorite thing you do for Halloween or the Halloween month? October, that is. That you love to do? Please share it with us. What do you think about them so far? Do you regret it yet?
No.
I definitely think James has given us a good thing on the weekends. Uncle Necro. He's awesome. He finally, somehow, we talked him into getting published with us. We've been doing the Tomb of the Terrible with him for just over a year now. And he has given us a new Sunday tradition. Whatever movie we have come up across the wheel, we watch it on Sunday, and then we talk about it Monday. The reason it's on Sundays is because he normally doesn't get home till sometimes right before the show starts. But do you have a favorite movie we've watched so far? Mine is probably Killer Tongue.
Oddly enough, probably Black Sheep.
Black Sheep. Okay. Would you want to rewatch any of the Amityville ones we've done so far ever again?
Probably not.
Probably not. Okay. I don't blame you.
Because, yeah, some of those were bad.
Yeah, extremely. Although I think Toilet was the worst one so far.
Yeah.
They'd even try to have a generally understandable anything. So, yeah. I think I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what I can find for us to do this month. Because I've already found 2 different things for trick-or-treating that we're going to do later. And we just got to figure out our oldest daughter a costume. And then we'll be good to go.
Is it our oldest or our middle?
No, our middle daughter. We're going to have to figure out our middle daughter a costume. Okay. Yeah. And, okay. And I hope everybody joins us for Drawtober. A whole bunch. If you go find Don't Drink the Paint Water, I have all the things going there. I'm going to get all the prompts up in the other groups as well. And go from there. But
paint water. Oh.
What has been your favorite prompt we've drawn so far?
I've enjoyed pretty much all of them. I can't really say I have a favorite.
Did you see today's zombies?
No, I haven't. I hadn't had a chance to take a look at them yet.
Okay. Definitely we'll have to show you them after the show.
Yeah.
Although, since you're off for the next 2 days, you could join us for the next 2.
Okay.
Sound good?
I don't know how good I'll be at it, but
Like the 3 of us are any good at what we're doing. I think it's fun, and I think we're enjoying it. And it has been kind of cute, but that cat's eye was kind of weird. The one that is my profile picture on Facebook, because I've been picking one of the kids' pictures and putting it as my profile picture and swapping back and forth. Cassie's pattern for her ghost foil water paint was really cool. I hadn't thought about doing that before. When your kids teach you new things about an art technique, you're trying to teach them. They've never done it before, but they have a fun way of doing it after you show them what to do. That is one of the coolest experiences I've had as a parent. I guess before we go, what has been one of the coolest experiences as a parent you've had?
Oh, it has to have been from Cassie when her and her sister was real little. Her youngest was sitting there, kept touching your phone. And you told her if if you touch my phone again, I'm going to pop your hand. And then without the slightest delay, our oldest just reaches her hand out and goes, touch.
With one finger, just her pointed finger, just touches it. And I'm like,
I nearly died.
I didn't want to pop her hand, but I had to follow through because I told them, if you touch my hand, if you touch my phone, blah, I need a nap. We all need a nap.
I nearly died laughing. I couldn't help that. That was just awesome.
But anyway, where do you want people to find you?
Stay out of my closet. Oh, I mean,
they would have to find the closet. We're hiding in the largest state in the lower U.S. and in a closet in the woods. Only two of the people on the network have our exact address. Only two.
Oh, didn't you know? I'm in every closet.
I love you.
I see everything. Everything.
And I'm at the usual places. It's not hard to find me. So, thank you all for coming. I hope you guys check out the book, or at least go back to the last Owlite Society and listen to the stories. Either way, thank you for coming. And remember, don't drink the paint water. Spay and neuter your friends. And don't forget the shovel.
And Timmy, get your finger out of there.
Love you all. Mwah! Bye.